Most men never understand women. And that's probably why they stay confused, hurt, or manipulated most of the time. But today, I'm breaking it down. No fluff, no gimmicks, just straight game and truth. I'm going to explain this in 11 minutes. If you've ever asked, what does she really want? This is the answer. Let's go. Number one, let's go with emotional, not logical, right? Of course, we always say this. Actually, women are pretty logical, but they're a lot emotional, right? We understand that, and this is why we're different. Doesn't make them weaker, just makes them different, right? The problem is that men try to use a lot of logic to solve emotional issues with women. That's most of the time, right? Women process experiences through how they feel most of the time, not just facts, right? And I think the only way that men can fix that problem is that you gotta learn how to speak with emotion. You gotta learn how to speak to their emotions so they can understand you. This is how you connect. You can't just try to convince them of your point. You have to speak to them on what they're really feeling. So, for example, most of the time, if she's being emotional, whatever it is, and for you to be there for her as a man, it's important, right? It's important. But when you're there and you talk to her about how she's feeling, she's going to give you a pretty broad opinion about how she's feeling. Now, you need to say, look, I understand how you're feeling. I do. I hear you. But look here. This is what should be happening. This is how it should go. And these are the reasons why. See, what you did is that you acknowledged her what? Her emotion. You acknowledge that this is what's going on with her, and now you're pointing her in the direction of logic. You're walking her into that process. And when you walk people into that process, then what happens is that they felt heard. They feel heard. And you definitely want your woman to feel heard. You don't want her to feel like she ain't being heard. Never do that. This is the second one. Women test you. They test you subconsciously. They test you. Subconsciously, they test you. Let me explain this to you. The big problem is that you think she's being difficult or being crazy. She's doing this, she's doing that. Why is this always happen? Why is she like this? But in reality, she's testing your strength. You're masculine. She's testing your masculinity, how consistent you are, right? And also, women sometimes want to see how you're going to react when you're mad at them, because then they know if they can be with you or not. A lot of times, women know, okay, he's not so mad that I feel uncomfortable or not safe. That's the truth, right? And what you need to do is you need to stay calm. You need to lead the moment. Lead the moment. Don't react emotionally to her emotions, because then you're stooping to the level she's at. And then I will tell you, she will out-princess you to death. You will be out-princessed. Women are not going to allow you to stoop to that emotional level with you. That's not what she's looking for in you. She's looking for a sense of masculinity. Some type of self-discipline, self-control human being in front of them that can speak logical to them in that moment. They don't want to hear your emotions, how you feeling. Oh, why are you talking crazy? Stop doing that. They don't want to hear that. They shouldn't hear it. It's not very masculine. It's not masculine at all. Let's talk about number 3. Women want to feel safe. They don't want to just love. They want to feel safe. And so you have to understand this part, because this is a huge part for them to even open up to you, right? The problem is you give affection, but she pulls away, right? That's the love you're trying to give her, because that's how sometimes us men talk. Oh, come here, you wanna hug them up, you wanna kiss them up a little bit. That's one part of it, right? But in reality, she needs to feel secure in your leadership, not just your love. She needs to know that, hey, okay, this guy can talk me through some issues that we may have, talk me through some of the things that I'm having issues with, or having problems with, anything that I'm feeling. He can talk me through those things. Once they know that you can do that, that shows a level of leadership. So what you need to do is you need to be decisive. You need to be very grounded and create a certain level of atmosphere for her to be able to speak to you. Create certainty in your actions. Create that. And so again, don't lead with physical touch. Lead with leadership to help her through it. And so again, this is why we have these videos, because a lot of men do things in a different way and they don't get the results or yield the results that they possibly can. Number 4, attention is her currency. Attention is her currency. This is the truth. The problem is you give her too much access, she stops valuing you. You give way too much access to you, she stops valuing you. Because the reality is she craves attention, but only respects what's earned. So if you're a guy and you're always available, if you're always trying to make sure she's good, now I want you to understand there's a balance to this. There's nothing wrong with allowing her to do things for herself and making sure she does it on her own accord. And then it's okay to say no at times. You have your own individuality, right? But what I will tell you is you need to make your intentions scarce and valuable at the same time. Scarce and valuable, meaning you're out doing your thing, she's out doing her thing. You're always doing something, because that makes your time valuable. Let her chase your time. Let her chase your time. That's the truth. You gotta let her chase your time. You can't be a person who just allows this person to have all this time, all this access to you, because she won't value you. She'll think you're being soft. She'll think you're giving her too much, and she ain't earned it. Especially early in the relationship, she'll be like, man, he's always calling, he's always texting, he's always available to come over. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. Let's go with number 5. Women mirror masculinity. Women mirror masculinity. You act soft, she reacts dominant. If you act soft, she's going to react dominant. That's the reality. You can't have someone that is mirroring you with you, right? Would you want a woman not acting feminine around you? Could you imagine a woman being very masculine around you, very aggressive? You couldn't imagine that, because that's not something you want as a man. That's the same goes for a woman. She doesn't want you to act soft. She wants you to be hard, but hard doesn't mean disrespectful. Hard just means a certain level of masculinity that's going to dominate situations, right? You got to remember, in reality, right, her femininity blossoms under a strong masculine presence. So if she's around a very masculine man, she's going to be super feminine. Super feminine. So remember that. You have to make sure that you are very masculine at all times. You have to be assertive, always stay grounded. I'm going to continue to say that. And have a purpose and very driven. She will naturally follow. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. She will naturally follow. So you as a man got to make sure that she's able to understand that by your great communication skills, by how you get down, how you talk, how you show that you care. That's straight up. Number 6, she responds to how you make her feel. How did you deliver this message? How did you make her feel? You could say all the right things, but get no reaction. You can say all the right things and get no reaction. Women are moved by facts. They respond to emotions and energy. They don't care about the facts. They don't care about none of that. Oh, this is a fact. This is the receipt. You should know this. You were wrong, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to tell you right now. Tap into your humor, right? Confidence, mystery builds emotional spikes. Say that again. Humor, confidence, mystery builds emotional spikes. And so you got to be able to have some type of charismatic type of personality in order to responding the way she feels. There's nothing wrong with communicating with a woman when she's not in a good headspace, but you are there to communicate with her like a masculine man. A masculine man. You can't get away from that. You just can't get away from that. Talk to her like a masculine man. Number 7. I'm going to tell you right now, her interest fluctuates based on how she feels, based on her energy she has. You have to know that this is part of her makeup. She was into it. Now she's distant from it. Now she's not. She loves to go to concerts. I'm not really into concerts no more. She loves live bands. I don't like going to live bands. She loves the casino. Well, I don't really want to gamble no more. Right? Your energy got inconsistent and needy. She's going to find that to be a little, because you're the consistent one. Her interests will always be all over the place. Mostly men kind of stay in the same thing. Oh, we like the football, the basketball, the soccer. We like to bike ride. We like to do things in a way, right? But what I'm saying to you is you got to keep evolving, right? Stay mysterious and keep her emotionally interested, emotionally invested. And you do that by always having her understand what she's doing. I'm encouraging. Yeah, do that. It's all good. Do that, bye. Be supportive of it. Understand what that looks like, right? Be supportive of the things she wants to do. If that doesn't go against your program, though, I'm going to preference that. If it goes against your program, like you can't, like for me, one of the things I've always said is that any woman I'm ever with, I don't want them working graveyard shift. I don't want them working. I just don't think that's safe. I just don't want them working graveyard shift. I don't think that's safe. And I wouldn't allow that to happen. So again, that's one of the interests that she may have, this new job, or do something different, but I work from 11 p.m. to 8 in the morning. Yeah, nah, not gonna work out. We can't do that shift, right? There's a reason why we can't do that shift. It goes against my principles and program. So we're not gonna do that. Number 8, she's drawn to your power, not control. I'm gonna say that again. She's drawn to your power, your presence, but not your control. First of all, you should never control a woman. You should always give a woman options. If a woman wants to be there, she will be there. Be the guy, but be the guy to yourself. If she doesn't want to be there, give her the freedom to leave your life. There's nothing wrong with that. The problem is that sometimes you men will try to control her actions out of insecurity. You're very insecure. Where are you going? What time are you going to be home? Why are you going to do that? Now, there are live-in house rules that you should have to protect your woman, right? You can't come in here at 2 a.m. No. It's disrespectful, but not just that. When it gets too late, you're danger. You're in pure danger. I'm not insecure. I just don't want you in that late. That right there is not okay, right? The reality is control kills attraction, though. It kills attraction. Power builds desires. Once they know you're a powerful, disciplined, controlled in your space, man, once they know that, you're gold. Lead with strength, confidence, and options. Don't fear. No fear, and rules. I'm telling you, man, the art of walking away. The art of walking away. I need to put out that video. I've been working on that for a while, showing you, man, the proper way to walk away. Number 9. She'll follow a man. She'll follow a man who knows where they're going. Have you ever got on a ship or a boat or a car and you ask somebody, hey, where are we going? I don't know. But they're driving? You'll be like, oh, no. Let's figure this out. Right? That's how women feel. She needs to know that you're going in a direction. She needs to know that. The problem is if you're lost, if you're a person who's lost and expect her to stay loyal, that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy for you to think that she's going to stay loyal in that time. She ain't going to stay loyal in that time. The reality is her loyalty is tied to your direction. And I'm not talking about loyalty like, oh, I'm a cheese. Loyalty to be with you. Loyalty to be around. Hold you down. Right? She ain't going to do that. If you ain't got no direction in life, she ain't going to do that. Right? How about this? Get your life in order. Build a mission she wants to be a part of. Again, she needs to accept your mission. If she doesn't accept your mission, bid her a goodbye. Bid her a goodbye. Easy as that. If she doesn't want to be a part of what you have going on, bid her goodbye. Last but not least, number 10. You can't be her world. Be the man she adores. She enters. You can't be her world. You make her purpose and lose your identity. That's the problem. You make her your purpose and you lose your identity. A woman should never be your purpose. Your purpose is your purpose. The reality is she wants a man to join. She wants to join your world. Not to be your world, though. She wants to join in on your world, but she doesn't want to be your world. You need to prioritize your vision. Let her orbit. Let her orbit. Not the other way around. You got to make sure that, fellas. You got to make sure that you are allowing her to be her best self by being thoughtful, loving, feminine, caring, admiring. I mean, women are very smart. They're highly intelligent. And what they do is they know how to get involved with a great man and try to make him greater. Let me say this. Women aren't complicated at all. They're not. They're not complicated at all. Especially not how they seem. Like, I know y'all think that women are just so complicated. They're not. If you understood masculine leadership, stop reacting. Stop reacting. Stop reacting. Because once you react, you get into this emotional phase that's not cool. Start leading. This is what you want to do. If this hits you, like this video, drop a comment and share with a man who needs to hear this today. Share your thoughts. Let's build real men again. Put in your comments that you watch this to the end. Give me a gorilla in the chat. I really appreciate it. Look, I want you all to take the time to click the like button so this can hit the algorithm, but also thanking yourselves for watching this video and putting yourself in position to be a better winner. You're a winner now. You will continue to win. You must continue to win. Keep moving forward, gentlemen. Keep getting this game. Again, I have a mentorship called gatewaytogame.com. You guys hit me up if you have a consultation or what you want to book. Mission1950.com. Let's go.